Alright guys, I'm going to turn this off. Alright, I'm turning that off so you guys can hear me better. So today I am canning some salsa and I wanted to bring y'all along for the process. It's been kind of confusing looking it up, so I'm sharing what I'm doing. So far I have my jars and lids. I am actually using some reusable Tattler lids this time. And they have been washed already, and now I have sterilized them for 10 minutes in here. I'm about to take them out. Some water in a pot that I'm going to put on there and boil. Next, for tomatoes, which these are from the garden and a few different varieties. And I have to boil them in there to get the skins off. And I have some jalapenos from the garden too, and I'm going to put those in the oven, and they're supposed to go in at 400 it is, and I will be bringing you guys along the process. So I've got my jalapeno peppers out of the oven. I did about 20 regular jalapeno size. So some of these are smaller than a regular size jalapeno, so I did more than 20. I did about 30 actually. So I cut off the top, split them, put them in the oven at 400 for about 8 minutes, and they are out. Peeled some garlic, about a whole head of garlic, and then 2 onions. And now I'm about to put the tomatoes in the boiling water. So these have been in boiling water for about 1 minute, and as you can see, that one there, the skin's starting to split. So I'm going to start taking them out and putting them into my bowl of cold water to make it easy to peel them. So there's a few tomatoes here that the skins are taking a little longer to split, so I'm just leaving them in there. And I'm going to cover actually, since the water's lower now, to help them split quicker. Over here, peeling the tomatoes, and you can see the skin just peels right off, and so this is underneath. And there's a little bit left at the top, but I don't mind that. There's some nutrients in the skin anyways, and the top I need to cut off. So it was actually pretty easy. So an update here. This is all like the cores and discarded parts, the peels. Tomatoes are chopped in here, and 2 onions. And I did the juice of a lime with these peppers in the blender to try and give it some liquid to help with chopping it, and it's just not working. This is like the Black & Decker blender. It is not a Vitamix, although I try to treat it like one. So I was trying to evade having to chop these peppers all up and deal with all that spice, but I can't, so I'm about to put some gloves on again. I put some gloves on earlier when I was dealing with them. So I'm going to put the gloves on, chop them up, add them to this pot. Alright guys, I totally stand corrected. Please don't put 20 jalapeno peppers or any peppers in this. You will very much so burn yourself very badly. So I just got a little mixed up with what 2 pounds of jalapeno peppers is. So thankfully I caught myself. I did heat them all up, but since I had an issue here, I was taking a few out and chopped them. And let's go ahead and try these, because I assumed maybe, like, it just looked like a lot of peppers, and I know how hot they can be, so I was like, let's just taste them, and they were super spicy. So I only put around 5 to 7 peppers in here, and I think that will be plenty. I will taste it towards the end here more and see if it needs more and add them, but please do not, I repeat, do not put 20. I also added the garlic in here. I added 2 limes, the juice of the limes. I added, of course, the onions. There's the tomatoes, the jalapenos. I added 3 teaspoons of salt and about a teaspoon of pepper. and I'm not sure if I already said, I also added 1 cup of vinegar, and now it is just supposed to simmer on the stove top for 10 minutes. So I'm going to get it to a simmer and then start the timer, and then we will be pouring it into the jars and water bath canning this, and we're almost done. So it ended up not making as much as I was hoping for, but I added the extra liquid to the extra jalapenos to make hot sauce and used a strainer, and then I used this funnel and this measuring cup to pour all the ingredients into the measuring cup and the measuring cup into the can. So it's actually only making one 32-ounce jar, and that's not enough really to can in any of the jars that I have, so I'm going to use this fresh on tacos tonight. Okay, so this has been over here boiling. Per my altitude, it only needed to do 15 minutes, so the time is up. So I'm gonna now take this off and pull that on out, and we'll be done. So this here turned out more like a like tomato and green chili kind of salsa, which is really good to add to like taco mixtures and stuff, or casserole. But I wouldn't really use this for salsa. I mean, well, I would use it as just salsa too, but it's more like that canned tomatoes and chilies to me. So I guess I'll use it as a mixture of both, but I'm about to actually make more of like a fresh salsa. But as far as all those jalapenos, I added a lot of the juice from this because I had extra, and I put it in the blender, and then the jalapenos blended up really well, and I went ahead and added that to a canning jar in there, and that is going to go for about 25 minutes. The other one was 15 minutes for my altitude. So we will see how these both turn out. I'm using the Tattler, such a weird word, Tattler reusable canning lids. So we will see how they do. Worst case scenario, I will freeze this stuff if it does not seal. So this, I'm hoping, will be about 6 cups of tomatoes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 limes and 1 lemon, 3 onions, and a head of garlic. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 teaspoons of pepper. So this is the actual salsa container. We ended up doing just one 32-ounce. Okay. Just one 32-ounce jar, and it took about 4 good, like medium to large tomatoes, 1 medium onion, about 6 limes and 2 lemons, because you want to get like a cup and a half. And then we did 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, and a whole head of garlic. And it tasted really good. We tried it beforehand, put it in the water canner for 15 minutes, and now we have more of the standard salsa I was looking for when I originally made that other red tomato and green chili salsa. And this one I did not put jalapenos in, so it shouldn't have any spice besides from the garlic and onion.